You have been listening to languages which definitely have gone into very mysterious planes of your central nervous system. It is like a poetry you read and you feel the kind of syntax, the kind of languages you have been listening to will have its impact on you for sure. But that's like a sign. It will not be next day. They are not formula. So I have read out the beautiful conclusions of one of the greatest researchers in the world by name Edward de Bono. So his findings, more or less quoted verbatim, and I have taken a note and I have put it on the screen. So it is written in his book, The Thinking Course, published in 1986 by Pentacor. So, so I will read out. A highly intelligent person may be poor in creativity and originality for the following reasons. One, a highly intelligent person can construct a rational and well-argued case for virtually any point of view. Like that is happening in the so-called judiciary system. You kill somebody, an efficient advocate will argue something else. The
Oh,
more
that's
potent there is support for a particular idea, the less the thinker sees any need to accurately explore the situation and look for alternatives. This is what Edward de Bono has written about the external world of creation. But in the case of Jeevi Yoga, because of our familiarity with the creature of ourselves, and because of the familiarity meaning what? 24 hours with the same thing. Okay? We have a logic, we have an explanation, we have clear understanding, so-called clear understanding about everything. I feel so because of this. I am hungry because I do not have food. I am tired because I have been walking. I feel asleep because I have been, etc., etc., etc. Quick logic. As a result, what happens? The less the thinker sees any need to accurately explore the situation and look for alternatives. That is the creativity outside. Therefore, we do not explore the wonders of the future. We do not explore the possibility of sounding or talking. Those who did that, they sing. Those who did that, they make wonderful orations. Those who did it write beautiful stories and fiction and essays. Those who did it become masters of language, for example. Now, because everybody is talking. When I was talking about my concept of creative language control, explaining that language is the number one tool for human beings of today, hmm, I try to inspire so many people to read, to write, huh, and to consciously train oneself to talk in a so-called higher order or in a different way, using exact words by looking at the concept and reference and things like that. But I'm not sure how many has done that because everybody talks and they're able to talk whatever they want to talk, right? You know. അതുകൊണ്ടല്ല ഐ ലവ് യു പോലും കൂടുതലായിട്ട് പറയാനുള്ളൂ ആഫ്റ്റർ സീയിങ് 10 times ഐ ലവ് യു so and they can talk for hours together. People can talk. Anybody on the road is talking for hours together. If political talks, and if it is finished, then they will talk about religions or they will talk about local situations or somebody else's problems. Or anyway, I have observed, I have been observing for so many years what is people talking so much every day. Okay. When I was in Coordinate for some time, I used to go to a beautiful temple about 5 to 6 kilometers away, mm, away from the main road. Okay, it was an almaram and structure to sit on that. Uh, just adjacent to that, there was a hotel from where you could get beautiful papada vada and dosa and all that. So we were sitting there, one or two people, and you will always see at least two, three groups of youngsters as well as elderly people sitting there every day coming there. We do not go every day, but let's say we go once in a month or so. We saw the same group sitting there and talking. So, what the point is very simple. So, because we are all able to talk, we go on talking. That's all clear. Just talking people, I have done as an experiment in classrooms. Okay, somebody is sitting and talking. I said, you come here and say what you have been talking about. I tell you, talk, you say what you have been talking about. Thus far, in my memory of interacting with at least 5,000 plus management students in various institutions, maybe less than five people. Okay. You saw a film. Give a talk about that film. I mean, standing here, sitting there, they talk because the mental blocks are not there. Get the point. That is just a simple example. What I'm telling is other linkages of the point number one delineated by the genius of Edward D. Bonham. Because of the coherent support within, we see any need. We don't see any need to accurately explore the situation and look for variations, variants, or what are the other things available there. He is talking about alternative. We are not concerned about alternatives. What further distances are available? Point number two, verbal fluency is often mistaken in school and afterwards for thinking.
Mm.
In fact, Robert W. Weisberg, whom we discussed some time back, huh? Robert W. Weisberg, that big book.
The great.
Well, you remember the most critical statement. Okay, that's all. The great people wanted to become great. Right. Okay. So he also has written almost a chapter on how people mistake thinking as a great power.
Mm.
They call thinking, okay, that's the name. They are just recollecting a logically assembled series of ideas about a topic they already know, and they call it as thinking. Okay, that is thinking. Then we have the other word. What? Creative thinking. Finished. And uh, so I repeat point number two, verbal fluency is often mistaken in school and after thinking. In fact, in the years among management researchers and HR people, they have a statement called what you call articulate incompetence. They say Harvard and Michigan and Stanford, they are all producing articulate incompetent people. They are very good at talking. So once again, verbal fluency is often mistaken in school and after for thinking. An intelligent person learns this and may substitute the one for the other.
Mm.
Point number three, the ego, self-image, and peer status of a highly intelligent person are often based on that intelligence. Yes? Thereby the ego and self-image becomes reinforced. So he is forced to be intelligent further also. He cannot act like a fool. He cannot afford to be a fool because everybody thinks that he is intelligent. So the ego, self-image, and peer status of a highly intelligent person are often based on that intelligence. From this arises the need to always be right, always be clever, and always be successful, which in turn results in orthodox, conventional, rigid, bureaucratic, and norm conformity centricity bound perceptions, interpretations, responses to the environment, behaviors, actions, relationships, languages. Okay?
Stay hungry, stay foolish. Steve Jobs.
Now, point number four. The critical use of intelligence is always more immediately satisfying than the creative
Hmm.
idea. Get the point? That's
Yes.
unfortunately that's the situation. To prove someone else wrong gives instant achievement and superiority, but that does not lead to creative thinking. The judgmental attitudes need to be tempered with compassion or nurturing and the competency to see flaws of LAWS or mistakes or stepping stones to ultimate success.
Yeah.
This is the practice of the most of the leaders in India, organizational leaders. They reach other positions by criticizing other people, by
Hmm.
putting blame on other people, by talking about other people in a cleverly manipulated way to the boss or to the governing body or whoever is appointing the CEO or vice president or whatever relative positions in the organization. Especially, this is quite common in government organizations. It is quite common in the so-called Hindu organizations. I don't know much about Islamic institutions. Right now, I'm talking about the schools, colleges, and universities. I don't know. I don't remember any school in India run by the Hindus, which is what you call impeccable in standards, procedures, systems, processes, etc., compared to
It's
a
17:30.
medium school run by the Christian missionaries, for example. Because, because in all the Hindu institutions, people in leadership are there by connections, by network connections. They don't care the destiny of the institution. They are careful only about their positions. They are all very intelligent in that sense, yes. A lot of institutions in India start with a big bang, like the IIMs. They are all deteriorating every day. IITs, deteriorating every day. Universities. Is there a single university in India well known, accepted? Nothing. I know about Solare Jamshedpur. It is a wonderful place. And I don't mind saying that it is now as like any other government-run colleges in India. Because the administration, the management has come down from the original Spanish priest to Indian priest. That is right. But it is better than many other management institutes run by so-called Hindu management. No doubt about that. Now, five, highly intelligent minds often seem to prefer the certainty of reactive thinking. That is, solving puzzles, sorting data, categorizing, classifying data, etc., etc. Where a mass of material is placed before them and they are asked to react to it. In projective thinking or creative thinking, it is the thinker who has to create the context and the concepts and the objectives and the ideas. Here is the point. The thinking has to be expansive and speculative and projective and so-called creative. Through inclination or previous training, the highly intelligent mind seems to prefer reactive type of thinking, although real life most usually demands projective thinking or creative thinking. Six, the sheer physical quickness of the highly intelligent mind leads it to jump to conclusions from only a few signals. Hmm? The so-called creative mind will be always called a slower mind because it takes some time to reflect and incubate. Huh? It has to wait little longer and take in more relevant data, thus often reaching a more appropriate conclusion, but a little late. 7. Highly intelligent minds confuse quick understanding with quick thinking and slowness with being dull-witted. So a creative person will be always judged as dull-witted. The leisurely or exploratory are substituted for slow. The advantages of slower or reflective thinking need to be understood by leaders and institutions. Taking time to understand the real problem is an important first step for good thinking or creative thinking or creativity in general. 8. The highly intelligent mind is frequently encouraged by the short-term technique-driven and mechanically operating systems and processes and procedures and people. So they cannot tolerate judgments based on wisdom. Judgment derived from meditation or inner resources, truth, experience, incubation, etc. 9. Arrogance is the major sin of intelligence minds. It is complete quotation. Arrogance is the major sin of intelligent minds. This attitude stems from not appreciating the specialization, differences, and contributions that the unique minds of others can bring to work-life relationships, situations, and environments. All right. These are the 9 major points. Anyway, this has any relevance to in a creative context only, not in running the regimented mechanical institutions and organizations, which is the maximum in the world. So they are all to serve
Every organization is like this only, ditto.
Pardon?
Every organization is ditto this. They're
These
expecting.
characters, yeah.
Yeah, that's just that's what I said. These are all important only in a creative perspective. Otherwise, the world will be run by the so-called intelligent people. Politically
That's-
intelligent, ideologically intelligent, and trade-wise intelligent. You don't talk. So when you become a leader, you manage it by giving a space for apparently reflective, creative individuals. But be careful. Winning body will see that you are out. But in India, but not so in Australia or other countries. In India, you are very likely to be out because of the fear and anxiety of the intelligent people around, Because they feel, it is sensible. They feel sort of rejected, they feel humiliated.
It's probably same here also, like, the
Yeah.
people who make more noise will be out.
They also has to be increasingly careful, okay?
I'm already feeling some sensations when I go to office.
You have to creatively underplay, be a fool
Yeah.
in some situations.
Mm. Yeah, trying to drop the
And of course,
patients when I come through.
Mandra also, and Vinay also. Mandra? Mandra?
Yeah.
Be foolish,
Okay.
like a Steve Jobs said.
Expectation is to be intelligent the way you have described now from that book.
Pardon me?
Expectation is to behave intelligently, like the way you have described from that book.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh,
week.
Like
But
I read
something that I wanted to share was I interviewed one of the second in charge in the company.
Okay. Oh, good.
He's a very tough looking guy. He's like a full bald, not very tall, like in a very stout person. And he has got such a look that nobody will dare to talk to him, that kind of thing.
Wait. That interview was by your choice.
Yes.
No, beautiful. That is the main thing. No, for it.
Yeah. So I was actually dreading how I will approach this person. Even the CEO was okay, but this person, he's a finance guy. So as usual, like the finance guys are very to the point, and I have met him in some meetings and all. But and I said like, oh, Rod, just randomly I just walked in and just I need to ask you for a favor. I want to do an interview with you. So he said, but what? I said leadership. He said, when do you want to do that?
Uh-huh.
I said, yeah. So I said, how about today?
Uh-huh.
And he gave me the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like his last day before the holiday.
Uh-huh.
And the interview was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it took about 45 minutes.
Oh,
It
great.
was the best interview that I had done. Like, among all the leaders, I thought I was quite astonished by the language that he could explain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a finance and the number guy and all those things, my whole perception about that particular person and the whole perception I have got from other people, it completely changed. So I had to actually write it down, and then he was so happy to narrate the whole thing, and then he even gave me extra stuff, the books he read, and um, yeah, it was. I mean, more than anything, I mean, everybody would answer the questions, but then the way he understood and explained and went deeper into that, it was quite. I mean, I could ask sub questions after sub questions, so it was really what you say, like it was like a pleasant surprise.
Mm.
I felt that he was a most genuine person, or most like he's the director of some 30 other company in the board and all those things.
Oh,
But I asked him one question, like, what do you think the most misunderstood thing about the leadership, top leadership? He said, we are not approachable.
okay.
So he said, yeah, so people, so he actually goes out and like to talk to his people. He said they won't come to you, but you have to get on to, go to them and ask them how is their family or other things. So yeah, it was, I thought I was completely blindsided about the person. So it is,
So you have provided him a remarkable experience.
okay.
Mm.
Then I did one more with the marketing lady because she's also a little bit of tough person, and then people often talk about like having negative experiences from her, and it turns out to that like she's conscious about not being that person, but she knows that she is sometimes that person as well. So she said she actually took a bailout. She said, I know I'm not always like that, but this is what I believe in and everything. So she was totally very vocal, like being a marketing person, like and she took more time. And but yeah, I think they were very open. Like I felt good, especially that finance person. It was really an eye opener, kind of like, yeah. They actually live those values, and I showed him that parable as well. So, like knowing
Which
without
one?
the Zen
All,
parables, the
all
Harvard
the
Sound of
ah,
Forest, yeah.
all the four or only one?
The first and the fourth. I mean, I just showed him the article, and then I told him, like, you seem to have understood the essence of all that, because he didn't he didn't talk much about the parable, but I didn't explain so much also. But then from the way he explained things, that I told him like, you really understood, like, just even going on holidays and trusting his team to do everything. Like he knows that he has got the right team in place, and absolute trust. They don't even carry their phones or anything. So yeah, like some people actually live these attributes.
But could you list out, could you identify the attributes and traits of those people?
Yes, yeah. I have actually written, I mean, I have made a chart from each person's response.
Right, you strategically talk about this to all your trainees.
That's why I'm recording it, everything. Like when I do the interview, and then I'm adding it to the chart.
You can print a small book also, why not? Don't worry about other books on leadership. This is based on direct interviews, you're a researcher. So you can write a small booklet. Attempt of that will clarify your own ideas about what you understood from those interviews. And everything is a preparation for the next part of the path, So do not wait for reaching the location and then to develop knowing. So develop your knowing and doing, then the questions will come to you.
But there could be a problem also, like which I can sense within my team, though.
But the organization is also coming to know that you are interviewing these top people, right?
They know. They all know. Yeah, they all know individually. Yes. My immediate boss, he was actually a little bit, taken aback. He said, "Oh, you interviewed Bobby. Bobby's the CEO." And then he said, "Oh, have you interviewed Penny?" I said, "Yeah, it's in my line anyway." "Oh, okay." He was, "Oh, you could be journalist or something," he said.
And increasingly you become more and more simple and humble, okay?
But yeah.
So you are likely to be nominated for the CEO position of the organization.
Oh no. No, Sundaji, that's way too high. That's way too out of my.
ഇത് മറ്റേ റോക്ക് കയറുന്ന ഹൈ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞല്ലേ?
Look, at least I can see the mountain.
Why do you participate in this program?
Huh?
Why you are participating in my sessions?
To climb my own Everest.
Oh, beautifully answered. But as a consequence, somebody may push you or pull you to take charge of some Everest person.
But great experience for me, because I sat on it for a week when you gave me the task.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello. Prasad, are you free right now, or are you doing something?
I am actually in a meeting, but if you have something significant, you can talk to me right now.
No, there's nothing serious. I just had a thing in my head which I wanted to discuss, which can be discussed later, so it's okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Sundarji,
Yes.
we're just wondering. I'm coming to India by end of March.
Okay.
And was wondering if we all can meet at your place one day.
Who do we all?
Parvati?
That you talk to them. I am always here only.
Okay.
Yes.
Tintin?
Mandra will be free end of March. Mandra?
I don't think so because I have my semester leaving from February to the beginning of March, and then I have second semester starting in March. Also, there is some drama they are organizing in school Department of School of Yoga. So I have taken up the role of script writing, so I'll have to be here during March, April. If I can, I'll definitely try to come because I also like to take leave from Asian Cup. Right.
Because this plan will be on different days because so
Yeah.
many things coming. So see whether you can manage your practice accordingly, Mandra. And
Okay.
then follow this there.
So, I mean, if it is a weekend, would you have holiday, Mandra?
Every second Saturday I have a holiday, but I can take a leave according to how you come. It's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try to take a leave. I'm not sure because I have not received the academic calendar.
Okay.